Building healthy habits is not only making your life easier, it also helps you live a more stress-free and meaningful life. In today's video, I want to share 10 life-changing tiny habits that you can implement starting today. Let's go. Don't want to miss habit number 10, so make sure to stick around until the end. A habit that is not only super healthy, but also helps you clear up your mind is going on a walk. And that could function as exercise. Sometimes when we think of exercise, we think, oh, we have to do that 20-minute HIIT workout. We have to go to the gym and do like a 2-hour workout there, so it counts as an exercise. But just walking itself is incredibly helpful for your metabolism and gets you moving, gets you out of the door. And I like to do morning walks with my baby. If you are new to my channel, I have a 1-year-old. Our daily routine is to go out for a morning walk. She sleeps better, I get my quote-unquote exercise. I am not distracted by anything. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. I am staying present with that, and I get to spend time with her. And a bonus point is when the weather is nice, you get to soak up the sun, which is also incredibly helpful to boosting your mood. If you hung around with me, you probably can't hear it anymore, but another habit that has changed my life is journaling. I'm doing something called my higher self journal, and what I do is basically just writing a page of how I want my day to go, how I want to feel, what experience I want to make. If you're interested in a template, it's linked below, you can grab it for free. Journaling in itself has so many benefits, and if you're into journaling, you know all these benefits. I have a whole video dedicated to journaling, so I will link it up here. You can watch it later. The next tiny habit you can implement is reading. And it doesn't even need to be a chapter a day. It could literally be a page. Reading is such a big part of my life, and if you have a busy schedule, if you have kids, you know it's not always possible to do that. I'm trying to read a page a day. Even that seems sometimes impossible if you have a busy schedule or a toddler, but the time I find scrolling social media, I can also use for reading something. Sometimes our days are so busy that we just want to shut off our brains, and sometimes I gravitate to more like a personal growth self-help book or something that I want to learn about. But sometimes I am just wanting to shut my brain off and I want to go and read a novel. Take me away from what I'm dealing currently and enjoy something else. I always love hearing book recommendations or people's favorite books. Please leave your favorite book and author down below so we can all take inspiration from each other. The series that I recently finished is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I know there's a Netflix show too. I haven't seen it yet, but if you have, let me know how you liked it. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Miri. My channel is all about personal growth and development and spirituality, and I post new videos every single Wednesday. A video I recently released is how to protect your energy and deal with toxic people, and the next habit goes hand in hand with that. And that is to spend your time intentionally with the people around you. I make it a habit to ask myself, listen to my body, if I have the capacity to meet this other person, to meet a group of people. I want to make sure that I have the capacity to give this other person the attention that they deserve. I want to be there and listen to them fully and not be distracted by other things that might go on in my head. So often in the past, as a recovering people pleaser, I've been saying yes to things that I didn't really want to do. I just stuck with it, and I felt so depleted and so out of energy and exhausted that I had to meet this person. And at the end, it's your own decision whether you're going to meet this other person. Another habit that goes hand in hand with that is that if it's not an immediate yes for me, it's a no. So even if I'm like, maybe, no, it's a no. And I had to learn that the hard way because, again, recovering people pleaser, I always was afraid that people were mad at me, that people would not invite me to things anymore if I said no. I was afraid that I was missing out on something. But you're not missing out on something, and people that do get mad because you prioritize yourself are not your people anyway. Good friends, good family members, and partners understand if you don't have the capacity, because what good will it do if you force yourself to the event or meeting other people If you're not fully present there and you just feel guilty, you don't want to be there out of guilt, right? You want to be there because you want to be there. Next habit I have for you, I am so excited about it. It just might be childish, but we all know like a cluttered house, cluttered apartment leaves your brain cluttered as well, right? I always like to go by the method, don't put it down, put it away. And while that does help, I tend to be a person that just piles things up until I can't ignore it any longer, and then I have to do it, then it gets overwhelming. A friend of mine introduced me recently to an app called Toady, and it's a gamified version of cleaning up your space. What it does is basically when you download the app, you can set the rooms that you have in your house or apartment and the chores you want it to do. And then, for example, if it's the bedroom, you can put the task at change the bed sheets. You can choose the time frame. So let's say you want to change the bed sheets every week. If the task is due, it will remind you. But a fun gamified version is that there is a robot called Dusty and you're competing against him. So it will let you know that Dusty is 2 chores ahead of you, and it makes cleaning up and doing the chores a little bit more fun. I think it also helps that it breaks it down into different days. Let's say on every Friday you're cleaning the bathroom, and every Saturday you're doing the bed sheets. Every Monday you're mopping the floor. You can really choose that on your own and what fits with your schedule. Maybe I'm just childish, but I like game things and making it fun. It was an incredible game changer, and it keeps your house nice and tidy. And I think it's just beautiful to have a calm and inviting environment and not to come home to more work that you have to do. The next habit is probably on every single list on all the videos you can find online about habits that changed my life, and that is prioritizing self-care. And I want just to emphasize that self-care looks different for everybody. Yes, for some people it might be the bubble bath, it might be the spa, it might be the massage, but that's not for everyone. And what I see as self-care for me is doing exercises for me. I recently started doing aerial yoga, which I love. I love dancing. I love to meet friends. I love reading. I've been going to an event recently, which is a silent book club, and it's so much fun. There's so many introverts and everybody brings their own book and just reads it for an hour. This event, you mingle for an hour and then you read. Everybody reads their own book for an hour in complete silence, and it's just so fun. That is filling my cup. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. I think that's so true. If you have to take care of other people, if you have to be on at your job all the time, it takes away energy, right? And we wanted to make sure that we're prioritizing ourselves first. Make yourself a priority. You are worth to be prioritized. You are worth it. Another incredible generic but super important habit is eating healthy and hydrating. I struggle with drinking enough water. I love my coffee and I could probably drink 5 cups of coffee a day, but it's not the healthiest. So I made it a habit to drink a glass of water right when I get up. I drink a glass of water with every meal I have. When I'm outside and doing things, I make sure to bring my water bottle. Eating the rainbow. So I make sure that every plate at least has something of every color. I avoid processed foods. I avoid overly sugared, refined sugar foods. The problem with the sugary things is it spikes your blood sugar, you feel energized, but then you crash really fast and it makes you crave more sugar. So I try to limit the sugar intake. I try to limit especially the sodas. I'm not perfect, I know nobody is. I'm sure so many people know about her channel, but in case you are not familiar with her yet, check out Pickup Limes. She has the best recipes, even if you're not a good cook, which I'm not, and I still manage to be able to cook her meals. They're delicious, they're healthy, they're wholesome, and they're super nutritious. I love affirmations. They help you rewire your brain to switch the negative self-talk into a more positive ones. No, it's not gonna happen overnight, but if you continuously do it and listen to them, say them out loud, they are so helpful. I repeat my affirmations in the morning in the mirror. Now I do it with my daughter too, which is like so cute. She doesn't really understand it yet, but I think just be part of the routine, and I hope she grows up with like a positive mindset that she's able, that she's good enough as she is, that she's worthy, she can do anything that she puts her mind towards. I would always say write your own affirmations, but if you don't know where to start, I have a whole playlist on my channel with different affirmations for every life situation, and you can just listen to them or maybe even let them play overnight for your subconscious mind. And they really help with a more positive outlook on yourself, to believe in yourself, to know that you are enough exactly how you are. Similar to the journaling exercise that I do in the morning, I also write down things that I'm grateful for. You can also do that at night before you're going to bed, but it rewires your brain to focus on the things that actually work out in your life instead of all the things that don't work out. If you focus on the positive will grow, and that's really the best thing you can do. Habit number 10, and probably one of the most important ones, is asking for help and also accepting help. If you would ask my husband, I swear to you, he would tell you that I suck at asking for help. It's gotten better. I think there is room for improvement. I basically grew up with the belief that if you want the things done right, you have to do it by yourself. And while that might be true for a lot of things, or maybe certain things, it's not true for all of them. Sometimes you're not the expert at things. Sometimes it is easier to ask somebody else for help. Somebody sees you struggling. Don't be afraid to accept the help. I went to a reading of one of my favorite authors of all time. His name is John Strzelecki, and he's the author of The Cafe on the Edge of the World. Throughout the reading, he asked the audience the question, who likes to help other people? And everybody raised their hand. And then he asked another question, which was, who likes to accept help from others? And as you can imagine, almost nobody raised their hands. And then he says, why are you so selfish? You could tell by the quietness in the room that everybody was so shocked. In my mind, I was like, what do you mean selfish? I just said, I like helping other people. And then he continues to say, the feeling that you get when you're helping other people is what you don't allow other people to do for yourself. We want to help another person. We feel we're giving our time, we're giving our energy in helping or solving a problem. It makes us feel good. But we don't allow another person to have the exact same feeling because we want to do it ourselves. So please accept and ask other people for help. It does not mean you're weak, and it does not mean you're not capable. Habits take some time to build, but it's so worth it. If you want even more tips on how to make your life easier, you should watch this video next. Go and be your favorite self. I'll see you soon.